Tim Hensley here, Urban Homestead. I wanted to give a quick talk this morning on the, it's August 2nd, and wanted to give a quick talk on the Williams Pride apple. This is a newer apple out of the PRI program, and we've had these collected maybe a week now, and it's a very dark red apple, and has a little bit of this bloom on it. This looks like spray residue almost, but you can rub this off, and that's what makes that apple really shine up when you rub that bloom off of there. And real pretty apple, has a sort of a waxy skin, and we've collected several of these already and sampled them, but I'm looking forward to trying these because they've had a little bit of time here to maybe sweeten up some. It's a fairly tart apple, slightly conical or roundish oblate, ripening the end of July and on up into August. This is actually a sixth generation apple, and one of the parents is the Rome Beauty, and it has some of that look, but that's 6 generations back. Rome Beauty was crossed with Malus floribunda, which is I believe it's a native crab, and I believe that goes all the way back to the 20s that folks were doing some work with this. 2 other parents back in the line are Wealthy and Star. Melba was brought in, another cross with a red Rome and a Melba. There's a Jonathan that was introduced to this. Jonathan was introduced into the mix. Molly's Delicious, a July red, and it's quite a complicated genealogy, we could say, and not unlike Caligula or Tiberius. It's crossed and back crossed on itself. Here at one point, Rome Beauty and Malus floribunda have 2 offspring, and those 2 offspring are crossed. So it's sort of like the Roman Caesars here, the way this thing works. But over time, then, lots of thought and effort given to developing different characteristics in this apple. It was released in 1988. We sell the Red June, which ripens earlier than this Williams Pride, but we think that maybe this apple, which is also heat tolerant, may be a better substitute, or a better apple and a good substitute for the Red June. Here it has a little bit of pink in the flesh, and good clean apple, kind of a yellowish flesh, sort of looks like a Stayman Winesap almost, and richly flavored, a little bit like a Winesap, a richly flavored apple. Will keep, because of this waxy skin, it will keep for 6 months in storage, if I didn't already say that. The tree is, it will serve as a pollinator. It'll tend to have a biennial bearing if you don't prune it, don't thin it, and has good general disease resistance. There may be some cedar apple that will hit this tree, and you'd have to spray with sulfur. But overall, a really high flavored, fine variety for the mid-season, and we would highly recommend this Williams Pride to you. Tim Hensley, Urban Homestead. Our website is www.oldvaapples.com.